Okay, so we took a break. We took a dinner break. Me and John we made up a recipe today for pumpkin bisque, um, and it came out so great. We gave Christopher all the instructions. Um, I would still have a rough time in the kitchen, especially because of my arms. Like today, my arms are pretty bad. I'm not complaining. I'm very fortunate because I had, you know, a couple of years ago, two fractured shoulders and little to no use of my hands or arms because of the nerve damage. So I'm doing like great now. I'm playing guitar and I'm really doing great. But today was a lot of kind of the fibro pain, and you get these days. So Christopher is great, and you give him a recipe, and he takes off and he runs with it. So John, by far the most amazing pumpkin bisque ever. Really, by far amazing. We already got seconds. It's cooling in the bowl, right? Just perfect. And we added some clams to ours, some diced clams, and Christopher has his completely vegan. He makes his with he's not really big on the seafood, but me and John, we're a couple of seafood fanatics. So we've been watching the film by what is it called? I can't remember. I think it's Suddenly Manhattan. Yeah, one of her. It's like her earliest film, Adrienne Shelley. The if you don't know who she is, look at the last video we put up here. Murdered indie filmmaker. John told me while we started watching the film, he said, when she crossed over, she came on to me in a big way. So it made me feel weird about it, about watching it, especially the way she was murdered in life and everything. So, and plus she's so pretty. I was like, John, I wouldn't have blamed you if you took her up on that. What are you doing, Christopher? Please don't. All right, don't rattle things while we're doing a movie here. Please don't scrunch plastic. John, it's all right. You can ask him not to scrunch plastic. He will understand. All right. And anyway, this is kind of an interesting story, Christopher. So I think you might want to hear it. Anyway, the film is very good, but it's funny. I became more critical of her after knowing that she came on to John. She borrows heavily from David Lynch. She wants to be the female David Lynch. I got that feeling, John, right? Yes, and she's just not there. But she definitely is borrowed heavily from both Lynch and Woody Allen, who are not bad by any stretch of the imagination. If you're going to be a young indie filmmaker, those are a couple of heroes that you and I and Christopher personally, we love him. But we love Lynch and we love Woody. They can do no wrong. There's nothing that we won't watch by either of those. And I get the feeling that you would watch everything by Adrienne Shelley based upon, well, I do like her style. But even her choice of music is like watching a Woody Allen film. And her choice of odd-looking or intense-looking characters is right up there with both Lynch and Woody Allen. So again, she borrows from these heroes. I'd be curious to see some interviews where she gives them credit because, yeah, that would be interesting to see. Now we're going to talk about, and we'll look into this later because I wanted to. I knew you would like her as a filmmaker, and the reason we're zoning in on her is because she's not going home. She's not going home, but she's home already. No, she's not. She's in the pod. Adrienne Shelley is not ascend. No, she can't ascend based on the crap she tried with me when she crossed over. Let me explain something about the way she crossed over. Now, Christopher, do you remember who Adrienne Shelley is?
No.
She's the young woman filmmaker, indie filmmaker. She was in a lot of Hal Hartley films. She was murdered when a workman in her apartment building came up and hung her from the rafters.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about now.
All right, here's what the case was made to look like happened, and I will tell you what happened in actuality and how she ended up hanging from the rafters there and murdered with her young daughter, in the house. The workman was very poor. He was a poor immigrant. They all were, and they were illegal immigrants at that. They were doing work in the apartment downstairs. Their lot in life was a very difficult one since they had come here. They were terrified, but it was even more difficult where they had come from. Ecuador, I do believe, but that detail is probably correct. But again, let's just for the sake of the workmen were very overworked and also on a deadline, and their boss was very brutal to them and always threatening them about being deported and how he controlled their lives and so on and so forth. And they were willing to put up with that just barely after a while because the conditions from where they came from were horrendous. They wanted to come here and send money home and make a life. These were not rapists and they were not murderers. They were not. These were young men terrified of the tragedy that they had just fled from in their home country. Many of their siblings were dead already over there. And I believe they were the young man that was arrested was an orphan. He didn't really have any family to speak of anywhere. She was working on a little film and getting everything to a deadline in her fancy little apartment upstairs. Feeling very full of herself because she was coming into her own and this was her first major film. She was working to get everything, but nothing was a terrible emergency. It's just like she was popping pills. She was strung out, had drunk a little wine, and she was always strung out, that one. You know, a speed freak. We know a thing or two about that, right? But also, you know, a professional woman who felt herself very capable and was in this happening marriage with a handsome fella, and they had a little girl, and she's on top of the world in her fancy apartment, but the guys were working and they were making a lot of noise downstairs, just downstairs from the apartment. And by golly, she was not going to put up with this. She's a professional and she's just doesn't want to deal with this. So she goes downstairs and says to them, you know, that's you can knock off for the day. Enough is enough. This is ours already. And this went on a couple of times. She come down cursing at them. And then the final time she went down, and the guys were between a rock and a hard place. The final time she came down, she said, you know, I bet you're not even citizens. There's no way you guys are even citizens. I could have you deported, you know, if you don't cut it out. You don't want me to call the police on this operation and I pay good rent here, and I have a baby upstairs, and I'm a professional woman, and I am making a film, goddammit. And I don't care about what goes on in this apartment. And one of the guys threw a hammer at her, like out of complete exhaustion and fear. Because they understood what deportation meant. They knew that word. And she said, that's it. Now I am calling the police. And from there, I don't need to go into what happened next. The rest is pretty accurate. There was a fight. He followed her, tried to talk to her, but he couldn't speak the language. It became physical because he was grabbing our shoulders and trying to, please, please, please. You don't understand. I can't be deported. He threw her against the wall. She fell and hit her head and she passed out. He thought he had killed her. So he tried to make it look like an accident, and in the interim, she died of the asphyxiation from him trying to make it look like she hung herself. He was not in his right mind, but it bears noting she was not in her right mind either. And that behavior is what got her where she was. She didn't talk to the foreman. She didn't ask to speak to their boss. She just rampaged down there and started screaming at these guys. And not to say that she deserved to go that way, but this is what happened. So, that guy is not going to hell. The workman, strangely enough, he has a better chance of being completely rehabilitated than she does. This is how it works. The public didn't see this, but God did. I did. We see it from out here, what happened in reality. That story is one that you're telling now, but no one's ever heard that side of that story, or... So that guy's life was completely ruined too, yeah.
And she started with the very violent threat.
Yes, her threats were terrifying.
Deportation equaling death for those people.
Absolutely. She was giving him a death sentence just because it was making a little too much noise, and she's standing there in a fancy outfit and coked up or whatever.
If she listened to WBAI for 10 minutes, she'd know that it was a death threat.
Exactly. But she was very caught up in her little world there. It's very funny because in the film that we're watching now, it's on YouTube. We'll send you the link. It's her first independent film that she ever produced. And
first and only?
No. It was one of her very earliest ones. So it's one that Lena was not at all familiar with.
How many films did she do?
I don't know. You'd have to look back.
Okay, thanks.
Okay. Well, there was her last film that was right during her death. Remember? Waitress? We saw that. It was Larry David, the woman who plays Larry David's wife. Felicity, the girl who played Felicity. That she was in it, Adrienne Shelly, and they had to shoot around her to finish the film. Or shoot around the fact that she was dead. But they finished it, they did. And it was a good film. But also, well, go ahead, John. What were you just saying? I don't know where you were getting at. Yeah, he's asking me how many films she made. Like I give a damn. So when she came over here, all right, listen, Christopher, fuck off if you can't just be a respectful bystander while I'm telling this story. So when she crossed over, we were waiting for her because God was waiting for her because he saw the whole thing went down. So he's like, well, look what you did now. Your daughter doesn't have you to take care of her. You did this because you couldn't keep your big yap. Yeah, you couldn't take the kid out for a walk for a little while and clear your head. You had to fight instead with the workmen who are barely able to fucking keep their eyes open, much less, hit themselves in the head with a hammer. They're so fucking exhausted and so browbeaten by the crazy European guy who fucking orders them around all day. Yeah, he knew your father, Lena, the contractor knew your father. They all know each other. So, when she got over to the other side, she said, I really, I don't belong here and everything. And she's complaining. She got here complaining, right? So, a lot of them do. Like, this wasn't right. This is insane. I don't belong here now. Now I have to go down there and do it again. This is ridiculous. I had all these things in front of me to do. This film is like, now I'm going to be dead and it's coming out, right? Amazing. Then she turns around and she finds out who Jesus Christ is. It's me, John. And do you look like... Yeah. I look like John. This is our original form, Lena. We looked like this when we were first incarnated. We are in the form of Christ and Mother. Very, very much the way we look now, this incarnation, because this is our final incarnation. So we're back to our Christ-like form, you and I. This is how we look. So she turned around and she saw, first she saw John Lennon, right? But the thing is, they start to remember slowly oh, God, right, you were Jesus Christ. And then they start remembering the blueprint, right? And they start remembering that part of their mission was to be a godly person and not get fucked up and do the right thing. So she started calming down a bit, and she was like, oh, gee, right, oh, boy, and you were really something in that last incarnation of John Lennon. Oh, my God, did everyone love you? Oh, but they never figured out that you were Christ. That's a riot. So I had a few laughs with her. She's a very charming soul, and I said, and now I'm just waiting on Lena, and she doesn't live far from where you were living. She used to be over in your neck of the woods in Manhattan all the time. She's a rock and roller, my Lena. You remember Lena from the Blueprint, right? Mary Magdalene, you remember her, right? Because she was not mentioning you at all. I had to bring you up. Mm-hmm. And she kind of made a face, and she said, oh, well, I don't know. She's not with you yet? I mean, when did she die? A few years ago. I don't remember the year, Lena. It was before you reconnected with me. It was right around the time, though, we were just about to read. And I looked at her and I said, well, we're about to reconnect. She's talking to me, but it's not really solid yet. She's waking up now, which is according to plan. This was the ascension, and it's according to plan. Lena's waking up, and I can't wait for you to. In fact, she's watched a couple of your films already with Hal Hartley, and I know she's a fan. So, when you get to meet her, it'll be great. And she was like, I had no interest, and she was just like, yeah, I don't know. She seems kind of, from what you've told me, she seems dull. Talking about you, Lena. She seems kind of dull. She doesn't do films or anything. I said, no, she's a rocker. She's like me. She plays rock and roll. And she's a great artist, and, she loves animals, and she's a wonderful writer. She really can write, Nothing. She didn't want to know about you, Lena. She wanted to forget that I ever had a partner. That was the deciding factor. That's the last time I ever spoke to her. The last time. The very day that she crossed over. I said, get her away from me. This woman would like to see Lena dead, too. She killed off that workman, and now she wants to kill off Lena. I could see it with the very toxic jealousy in her very soul beaming out of her. Like daggers, Lena. That little angelic-looking pipsqueak, Adrienne Shelley. It's a bit of a monster. Mary Shelley. Mary Shelley, maybe. No, not even. Mm-hmm. Adrienne. Mm-hmm. Wow. So don't you worry about that one. And yeah, we'll watch the films, but that's some more information for you right now, so you know. They don't want me to have anyone. I don't think they would want me to have anyone, Lena, so don't take it so personally. They really don't want me to have anyone. And the bots down here are like that too, except the bots are like, they cling desperately to people like Cynthia or Yoko or May Pang. They cling to those old folklores of my old whatever, partners or soulmates or dalliances, however you want to view any of those women, really. Although, of course, Yoko was a little bit, she was very extraordinary in the same way that Christopher is with us. She is a real team player, but May Pang, forget it. People, and the so they want to see me, settle down with some woman who doesn't really appear to threaten if they had a chance. You know what I'm saying? I do. They find all those women no big threat because they don't really think they're that good looking, or they don't really think that they're that interesting, and they always think to themselves, oh, but if I had John, I would really be the right one. Yeah. I don't know. It's a crazy thing. And it's just the way it is. I don't know. Are you taking it okay? And this thing about Adrienne Shelley, this was timely. And you're going to be encountering a lot of that. I've had a lot of experiences with women crossing over and behaving exactly the same way. And that weeds them out. They're not coming home. There's no room for that over there. I mean, it seems a little harsh, but they'll be in a place that where they're fit to be. They won't necessarily be punished, or it's where they'll be with who they belong with, where they belong. That's all I can say. You can't be where you don't belong, and she don't belong in the same place where we are going. That's the bottom line. Who would you say is like my best female friend over there? Well, I'm gonna say not your best female friend, but definitely Mara, David Johansen's wife, is a really great person for you. You can always talk to Mara, and also Sandy Denny, of course, and Nellie Mackay, and the other girls, Parker Posey, Aubrey Plaza. Those girls are really sweet and great, just really sweet and great, and loving. They care for you very much. So we'll see, but I don't know. That's all. All right. I'm ready to finish the movie when you are. All right, let's go, kid. All right, let's go, kid. Let's go. You're not going to say you love me. I am. I was going to. What about you? I want you to say it first. I love you. I love you too. Hey, let's put on that thing for a minute. I just want to see that great light again. Love. Oh, come on. Where is it? What's this? This is crazy. Look at Amy. Look at Amy and the squirrel. They look fucking crazy. Hi, Amy. Yeah. And of course, Mother Amy. Right. Yeah, thanks, John. Thanks for mentioning me. Yeah, what is wrong with you, John? Because you're supposed to know your own mother loves you, Lena. Yeah, it's not that big a deal. Don't worry about it. People and God will give them a chance to come around. It's not like it's the end of the fucking world, they'll definitely have a chance to come around. Oh, I love the way John looks like in that light. Yeah. Yeah, it's really fucking awesome looking, isn't it? Yeah. I'm gonna take a picture of that. Where's my camera? Oh, crud on a back fence. Is this thing on? No. Yeah, this looks really fucking groovy. I can't tell you how much I dig it. Look, I'm really proud of you today, Lena. You got your new tablet going. Yeah, I had to do it. How to do it. Technology marches on, so. Aw, you guys look so cute. Thank you. I wanted to get all the boys in here. Well, you could always do another one. That's true. I'll do two. Okay, let's see what this looks like. Look, it's John. Hello, Lena. Hi, John. How are you? All right, there we go. Nuclear meltdown. Right, so this movie, we put the link up for the Adrienne Shelley movie on Twitter. The movie is called Suddenly Manhattan, and I'm going to send a link directly to Christopher because I think he'll get into this movie. And then you could use that tablet to watch the movies on YouTube too, Chris. Yeah, he should utilize that tablet that we got him. Yeah. All right, what's going on with this bullshit? Come on, Johnny boy, Johnny Pants Man. Android. Johnny Android. Ooh, it's Johnny Android. By the time we get this done, why is it taking so long to start? Now is it starting? No. Oh, we're so boring, aren't we? Not really. We're okay. Do. Play Strangers in the Night, Chris. Strangers in the Night. Exchanging glance. We're playing that last night. We were jamming. We were jamming on the flute, and Chris was playing the bass, and we did Strangers in the Night. Strangers in the Night. Oh, no. I can't do this now because of the position. Two lonely people, we were strangers in the night. Oh, fuck. What were the chances? You said our first hello. Little did we know, love was just a glance away. A warm embracing dance away. What the hell? Ever since that night, bing bong. We've been together, lovers at first sight. That's gonna have to do, that angle, alright. In love forever, it turned out so right. Oh, damn. Camera work is living hell, isn't it? For strangers in the night. La-dee-dee-dee-dee-da-da. Mark is red. Who is sending me emails? I don't want them. Oh, John, I can't do this right. You're gonna have to stand it up. Oh, you're kidding. No. Like that? Yeah. You think that'll work better? I can't. It's gonna fall. I don't believe this. I can't take this fucking picture. Yeah, I can't get it. I can't do the picture, John. He just always says that. Little did they know. Oh, great. Forget it. I can't take it. I can't take the motherfucking picture. Absolute unbelievable mayhem. Not working out at all. What do you think? I don't know. I know. I'm sick of this shit. All right. Well, it looks like shit on the back fence, but I don't really care. Let me see what... Because that thing's in the way now. Alright, let me see what the boys look like. Terrible. My stupid head is showing. Can I do a screenshot of this? Lena, you're asking me these questions like I know what you're doing. I don't know what you're doing. I want a screenshot of this fucking thing. Alright. We'll press that button and see if that will do it. But what if I press that button? Well, hold on. Hold on, honey. Hold on. Don't get crazy. Don't get nuts. You know what you do? You save the other one to the photos, okay? Save it to Amazon Photos. Alright. I did it. Alright. Now take another picture of the boys. Oh my god, what a fucking nightmare. See, this camera, it's not predictable anymore. Alright, this was good. Here's a good picture of the boys. Okay, they look good. And a 1, and a 2. Get Amy in there. Where is Amy? Oh, don't worry about me. Okay, boys, let's go. Stupid camera does not want to work for shit. I took 2 pictures and nothing is happening. portrait. Oh God, why? Because you gotta get your new phone going. This is a horrible phone. I can't take it. Oh look, don't look at my hair. All right, one last try. One last try. Just try the other thing. All right. Yeah, it's not working out. I really wanted to get a good picture of this thing. Let me see where's this? Okay. Okay, that looks good. Now let me see if I can get the camera to work. Swipe to unlock. I'm so fucking sick of these things. Unlocking, and doesn't it seem like nothing is manageable anymore with technology? It is horrible. Yeah. Like, what are you saving these pictures for anyway? What do you mean, what am I saving? Like, who are you taking them for? I'm taking them for the good of mankind. I don't know. For me. Okay, that's fine then. That's fine. Yeah, I'm taking them for me. I like having these pictures. They look great. The camera's completely dead now. Mm-hmm. Why can't I get a screenshot of this thing? Nina? What? I think it's time to put away the camera. Yeah. Guess you're right. App isn't responding. Close app. Yeah, I know it's not responding. Try a different camera. Try to take the picture on Twitter. Oh, that's a good idea. All right, I'm going to do that. Yeah, that'll work out better. Yeah, I'll take it directly to Twitter. That's the shit, man. Yeah, this looks really excellent. It would be a shame not to utilize this light. Strangers in the night, exchanging glances, lovers at first sight. What were the chances it would look so right for strangers in the night? Strangers in the night, two lonely people, we were strangers in the night. Without the steeple when we said our first hello, little did we know love was just a glance away, a warm embracing dance away. Ever since that night, we've been together, lovers at first sight. In love forever, it turned out so right. For strangers in the night. This is not working. This is not working. This is not working. Yeah, the app is not responding. Time to go finish the Adrienne Shelley movie and close the app and forget about taking this picture for now. We're going to have to get our new phone working with a good camera and all that stuff. Well, if you've watched this far, we're sorry. It's extremely boring, and that's just the way it goes. John, I love you. I love you too. I love Mommy. I love the brothers. I love Christopher. I love all of our good friends. And that's it. And there's nobody down here really worth communicating with. We're not going to be talking to any of you people one-on-one. Not really. So just know that this is the mission, and if you're interested in finding out how things work in the Outer Realms, this is the place to go to see it, because I got the most updated reports. I'm getting them straight from George. Thanks, Lena. That's okay. I saw you in Hard Day's Night. Oh my God. George fell into an amplifier in Hard Day's Night, and I never saw it until today. Yeah, I know. You have not watched that movie, not really properly. And John has always been saying she never noticed when you fall into that amp. That would fucking kill her. That would tickle her to no end. And yet you never paid attention until today. I was hysterical. George fell into his amp. Watch Hard Day's Night. George fell into his amp. He's trying to act cool, and he fell into his amplifier. He's trying to lift his leg like Mr. Sporty Guy or something while he was jamming. Yeah, it's pretty funny. But I love the choice of the director to put that in. Yeah, we liked it too, so it was like, yeah, leave that in there. That's funny. Lena will laugh at that. Yeah, and I did. Go back and watch Hard Day's Night. George falls into his amp.